Well, hi, I am Smiling Sam Alvey, UFC veteran and current Karate Combat heavyweight champion. And over my last 18 years of coaching, I have helped fighters get to Bellator, PFL, LFA, King of the Cage, UFC, and Karate Combat. And these are the 5 biggest mistakes I still see fighters make today. Now, the first one though, I want you to quit crossing your feet. I see fighters do it constantly. They start moving, and as soon as they cross their feet, it is a tell. I know where they're going. I know they can't go the other way, and I know they have no balance. As soon as you cross your feet, I can no longer punch. I can no longer do anything except uncross my feet. Now, if you're staying in a good stance, at all times I can go any direction, forwards, backwards, left, right. I can make it happen. As soon as I cross my feet, you can't do it anymore. It is a big red flag. If you're watching tape on a fighter and you see them crossing their legs, that should be your goal. Make them cross their legs. Add a little bit of pressure, make them do that. Other things it will take away from it. As soon as my legs are crossed, it's hard for me to punch with any power. It's hard for me to kick. I can't check. It's easy for them to shoot on me. And of course, I cannot kick back. In order to kick, I have to get a big unwinding motion. It doesn't work. Now, to solve this problem, you've got to pretend there's a line going vertically and horizontally between your legs. You can play a game forwards, front foot, back foot, backwards, back foot, front foot. Same thing, right and left, left, right. Whichever direction you're gonna move, that leg moves first, every time. If ever I go the other way, my feet are crossed, I get taken down, I get my feet kicked out, and I have a lot of predictability for my opponent. Now, the number 2 thing I hate seeing fighters do is get their feet in a line with one another. As soon as their feet are in the line, it's hard for me to check kicks with any sort of speed. I'm just gonna get pieced up. Another thing I have problems doing is moving forwards and backwards. For me to move, I know it's a long step. I'm not already in that motion. When I'm in a good stance, it's a little push. When I'm in a squared stance, it's a motion. And I'm not even moving forwards as I take that step. And then I have to shuffle forwards. So you don't want to be in a line. Other things that it does is it squares my stance up. It makes me a good punching bag for the opponent. My mobility is so limited. My head movement is non-existent. My checking cannot happen. And it's hard for me to do anything but pray not to get hit. It's a bad spot to be. Ways to solve this problem. We're going back to that first drill. I want vertical, horizontal. You keep that in mind. Vertical, horizontal at all moments. And then practice forwards, back, backwards, forwards. Keep that in line. I can drill it all day. I can get my wife, I can get my girlfriend, I can get my daughter to say, all right, forwards, backwards, right, left. You can drill it all the time. When you're sitting in the parking lot, walking into a store, practice that shadow boxing and do it the proper footwork. You can practice it anywhere, and I want to see you try it. Now, the third one is a bit of a pet peeve for me. I hate seeing fighters keep that heel on the ground. There is no spring in the step. I'm very predictable where I'm going to move because I'm getting there slowly. Anytime I want to move, I got to pick it up anyways and go. If that foot is sitting on the ground, resting on the ground, it is 2 motions before I can move any direction. I have to lift it and then move. Keep the heel off the ground. I used to do this all the time. I would tape a tack to my heel. Anytime my heel went down, I would prick myself. And you're just teaching yourself that is pain. Don't cause the pain. Tape a tack to your heel and then just shadow spar, just shadow box. Just move and groove. And you will know, I promise you, you will know anytime that foot hits the ground because it will hurt every time you have to pull the tack out. Now, fellas, if you're loving these little golden nuggets, I have so much more free stuff inside of my free school community. It will walk you through how to throw powerful strikes, improve your cardio, and even give you workouts you can use in your next class. Click the link in the description to join now. Now, number 4, lateral movement. If you just move forwards and back, everything could be perfect about your stance. Hands up, chin down, heel off the ground, good stance for it. But if all I ever do is go forwards and back, I'm so predictable. You need that lateral movement. You need to move left and right. If I'm fighting somebody and I know every time they attack, ba, 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 they back straight back up, all I'm gonna do is block, ba, 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 and then counterattack because I know where they're gonna be. And you will see by the end of the first minute of the first fight if that's the way they're gonna do it. They're gonna come out, blast, and then go right back, and then blast, and go right back. You will be able to read it. You will be able to time it. You will be able to counter it. So when you're fighting, you need that lateral motion. Little bit, you don't even need all that much. I attack in, circle out. If I can get myself to do that, it adds a whole new dimension to my striking. When I watch young amateurs, even some young pros, just constantly going forward and constantly going backwards, It bothers me in my soul. I want to tell left, right, just move a little bit and it will save you so much time. It will save you so much energy. It will save you so much pain. A little bit of lateral movement, just drilling it, just drilling left and right, will help you fight to the highest of your potential. Now finally, like I said at the beginning, the fifth one, this is the most important one. This is the one that you should have learned from science class years ago. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. What does that mean? It means when I punch you, you're essentially punching me. When I jump off the ground is pushing me back. I'm pushing off the ground is pushing me in the air. That's the way it works. When I punch somebody, I want to be firmly rooted into that ground. If I'm constantly lifting that foot, and you know you've seen people do it, they throw and they lift that foot, I am leaving power. I am hitting him in the face, and there's power going back into my foot, which is not connected to anything. If I hit him and I'm connected to the ground, he will fall over far more easily. Now, scientifically, if I'm standing on concrete and I hit somebody, it will hit them harder than if I'm standing on a mat. That's the way it works. So when I talk about that Superman punch, when you feint and you're in the air, you don't want to be in the air when you land. Superman punches are amazing. They're so much fun to see, and when they work, people remember it forever. They just don't work that often. A lot of times they're slow, a lot of times they're not that powerful, and a lot of times they leave power on the table because nothing is on the ground when you land that punch. The other thing about Superman punch is they can be predictable. There is a big motion. I'm gonna feint something, maybe they bite the feint, and then my Superman punch might land in the sweet spot. But a lot of times, as soon as I feint, they're bailing. The Superman punch has to close so much ground. It has to come forward. I'm just not a fan of it. But more important than that, when I'm punching with that cross, keep that foot on the ground. Turn those hips. Don't leave power on the table. Thanks for watching, guys. Tell me in the comments what you want to see next, and I'll film it, and I will teach you everything there is to know about it because, well, I know everything there is to know about fighting.